I would like to open the floor for question and answer. So if you have any question for Daniel or for Pawan, now would be a good time to ask. We start with the ones that have already received. I think some people put the question in their form when they were registering for the webinar. So someone is asking a question about postdoctoral study. I think that for that, you will need to contact the office because for this webinar, we are focusing on course programs, course study programs. You want to do a bachelor's degree, a diploma, a master's, or even a third PhD. Yes, we can talk about that here. But postdoctoral degrees, you will need to speak with the office. How can I secure admission for my ward to read medicine in Australia? I think that question has been answered in the course of the webinar. The presentation by Daniel has addressed that question. And what are some timely scholarships that one may harness for these study destinations? I'm sure she addressed that as well. And if you check on Arrow's YouTube channel, you will find many of the sessions that we've done on scholarships, the different kinds of scholarships that you can access to study different courses, and the ones that you can actually apply for on your own. They are available online. Announcements are made from time to time. You can check for any of them, and then you can subscribe to notifications so that whenever they are on and receiving applications, you can be aware and you get notified. So that's about scholarships. If there are any questions for the speakers, please feel very free to put your questions either in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask your question now. So there are a few things that I also wanted to note and add, especially for those that are interested in doing research programs. Okay, Pastor Oladimeji, I will get back to you in a moment. So for people who are studying in Australia, if you're studying as a graduate student, I wanted to note that your kids can attend school for free and your spouse can work full-time. So I think that's an advantage if you work in, if you study in Australia as a graduate student, not for undergraduate programs. And in addition to that, your children, if they are born in Australia, so let's say you go to study for a PhD in Australia and you got pregnant there, or you take your pregnancy there, you had your child in Australia, yes, especially if you studied in the provinces, then your child is entitled to a certain amount in Social Security every other week, like twice in a month, in 2 weeks. Your child is entitled to some amount for upkeep, and your chances of PR or citizenship is greatly enhanced if you study in the provinces rather than in the cities. In Ireland, your stay, so eventually if you study in Ireland and you stay back and you work in Ireland, another advantage you could have there is that it gives you an opportunity to also work in the UK without a necessity for additional approval. So those are the things that I wanted to add. So you can go ahead, please. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
It's not actually a question. Why the speaker was trying to explain Duolingo, the voice stopped, so I couldn't actually understand what he was trying to present. I think he said it has been approved as a line by line with TOEFL or IELTS, but I couldn't hear the rest of the explanation.
Okay, thank you. Pawan, do you want to speak to that, please?
Yeah, so I was telling the audience on the webinar today that if you want to apply in Ireland university colleges, Duolingo English test is approved by the Irish government as PTE TOEFL and IELTS. So Duolingo test has a strong value currently if you want to study in Ireland as an English test. Now, Duolingo is easier than IELTS. It's a 1-hour test, so you can score the required score easily. So if you're looking to study in Ireland, I will definitely advise students to give the test of Duolingo because it has a lot of value currently in Ireland. So it's easy, it's scoring, it has a lot of value also in Ireland.
What is the value of the Duolingo So, and I think what Pawan is saying is that now you can, if you want to study in Ireland, Duolingo is acceptable as a means of proving your English proficiency. That happened during COVID and shortly after COVID, but I think after some time, it became unpopular again. So, but I think what I'm getting from Pawan now is that now you can still use it in Ireland as a means of proving your English proficiency. So they have a certain level of score that you must achieve in the Duolingo test. So that's the one that you need to confirm. It used to be, I think, 156 or so, if I can still remember, but we can check and confirm that for you.
I think the score required a Duolingo test, is minimum 110.
Sorry?
120. The minimum score required is 110 on Duolingo. 110.
110. Okay,
yeah.
So 110. A score of 110 is required for Duolingo.
Yeah. The maximum score varies, on university's requirement. Universities may require higher score also, but in general, minimum score required is 110, and it's a good test. The Duolingo test has a strong value right now in Ireland.
Okay.
All the universities have given them the approval that students with Duolingo score can apply in Irish university colleges. It's easier test also. The format is easier than IELTS, PT, and TOEFL. It's a 1-hour online test. The major advantage is that you can go anywhere to give test.
Okay.
And it is based on your convenience.
The score is the same for all the universities?
No. Minimum score required is 110. The max score required is 120.
1-1?
Minimum score required is 110.
Okay.
Max score required is 120.
Okay. So between 110 and 120, you are okay with Duolingo test as a proof of English proficiency. So I think it's popular right now in Ireland, and you can take advantage of that opportunity before it goes away. Thank you very much. Any other question?
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Any other question? Please feel very free to type in the chat box as well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Please, I want to ask, can you use the Ask General to apply for any admission program in New Zealand or Australia?
I can't hear you.
I was asking if you can use the Ask General to apply for any admission program in New Zealand or Australia.
Okay. Daniel, I'll leave that to you. Can you use the Ask General test to apply for study in Australia and New Zealand, or must it be IELTS academic? I think it has to be academic, what I know.
What do you mean, general access?
The IELTS test usually have two options.
Oh, general IELTS cannot. You have to have academic IELTS.
Academic. General is for immigration purposes.
And at what time do they apply for schools in Australia and New Zealand?
Sorry?
If you must study maybe a master's program, at what time is the application process most appropriate?
There is no specific time. It depends on the intake you are interested in. Right now,
maybe for fall.
Go ahead.
Now it's applying for July, so you need to apply now because July master program might already close anytime. That depends on the major, And then at least we have to have a buffer time of 1 month to 2 months for the Australia visa application.
And what about fall? That's September.
There is no September intake, only July or February. There are some universities have October or November, but we might need to check whether the major you want, there is an intake.
Okay, if you have studied, if maybe you studied like something else in your country, can you easily have an admission? Okay, I'll just be specific. If you did something related to food processing in your country, can you easily switch into nursing if you want to do a master's program, or it would be easier to have an admission as a pro master student of food safety and quality?
A master in
food processing engineering, for example.
Food processing engineering.
Yeah.
But you want to change to nursing.
You want to do another master's in nursing.
Is it
So you want to
possible?
do another second master, right? What is your degree major?
Yeah.
Food processing engineering. Like if see.
So your
Uh,
degree
your,
is
de- your degree
food
major
processing.
is
Your
yes,
bachelor.
it's food processing. Yeah.
Okay,
Then
so
you cannot
bachelor
go
in
into
food
nursing.
processing.
Not bachelor, masters
No,
of
you cannot go into
engineering.
nursing.
Not
Your what
bachelor.
is your bachelor? That's important.
Well, the route some people take here in Cameroon is you don't get a bachelor, you get the University of Technology diploma, and you can easily get into the Masters of Engineering program. That's the French system of education.
So
Like the English people don't know
what's your
about it.
diploma?
It's
What's
still
the-
in food processing.
It's not going to be possible to do a master's in nursing if you are coming from a background in food processing.
So there's nothing in nursing that has to do with nutrition.
There is a little part of it, but it's not the main thing. Usually your bachelor's degree or your undergraduate background, so to say, is important for you to build on for a master's degree, except if you have, let's say, for example, you have done a diploma in food processing engineering, and after that, you did maybe a postgraduate diploma in something related to nursing, then you can think about doing a master's in nursing. So if there is no foundation like that, it will not be, you will not be allowed, because your master's is supposed to be something that is built on your bachelor's or your undergraduate background.
Nevertheless, does Australia have how do they call advanced diploma programs where you can pass 13 to 16 months in order for you to get an advanced diploma, say in something that you already have gone? Do they have those?
Daniel?
For Master of Nursing, right, it's very hard to get.
No. For example, you have a Master's of Food Processing and you want to advance to have an advanced diploma, say food safety and quality. Does Australia like are there like 1 year, 2 year programs where you just come there to fine-tune your masters and maybe get into the depth of food quality and food safety? Are there schools there like that?
Correct. Then you can do so.
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
The program is 24 months. They have food science and technology, agriculture, sustainable agriculture system, microbiology, food microbiology, crop science. They have all these options. Yeah.
Food safety and quality.
No, there is no food safety.
Quality systems.
Quality system.
Food quality systems.
No, we don't have.
Okay. You said the first one was food science and technology, right?
Yes, food science and technology, which is...
How soon can I have an admission into that? How soon can you guys help me have an admission into that?
It's similar to your major, but it depends on your results.
Yeah.
So your result is first class or second upper?
Well, here we don't have results like that.
Yeah, the education system in Cameroon is a little different.
It's a bit different.
Yeah.
What
So
is
what I would
CGPA?
suggest, Onyx, can you reach out to AROS and start the discussion?
Yeah, but I'm trying to save the number. I'll send my number here.
AROS is familiar with the Cameroon education system, so it will be easy to discuss with the office. Just reach out. Okay, so do we have any other question? Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say in the absence of that, let me make a few announcements before we close. Very important. So this is the first announcement. The application season for summer of fall 2025 is ending soon. So if your intention is to resume in July or August, September, I think this will be the time to file in your application for all the different countries. So it's usually around the same time. So it's ending very soon. And after this, we'll be focusing on January, February 2026, and maybe some September and December as well. So if you have any intention of still going anywhere this year, this would be a good time to file in your application. Our next webinar will be on the 29th of March, 2025, and it will be focused on studying in Malaysia. So I think I've mentioned that a few times. You study in Malaysia gives you a lot of opportunities, apart from the fact that the cost is much lower than going to any of the big five. You can also use this as an opportunity to make a crossing, leverage. You can come to Malaysia for a start, and then you can transfer your study to wherever else you intend to go later on. So we'll answer all the questions about private universities, public universities, different courses that you can study and all that in the next webinar on the 29th of March. And this is, I think, a very good news for people whose challenge in studying abroad has been funding or finance. So right now, there are, I think I would say we've had a lot of breakthroughs with student loan. So if you want to study and money is the problem, now you can access international student loan to fund your study. And this loan is available to anyone who wants to study in the STEM field, that is in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field, or if you want to study any of the business technology courses, which includes business analytics, business analysis, finance, web development, UI, UX, digital marketing, videography, everything in that area is covered now, in addition to STEM. And if you want to study psychology, it's also covered, not educational psychology, psychology as a social science. So these are all covered. If you are not sure whether your course is covered or not, please feel very free to reach out to Arrow's office to confirm. So don't just don't just throw it away. There is a lot of opportunity right now. And for these loans, you don't have to pay back until after you have graduated. So that's the good thing about it. Your education will be funded fully. And this is for master's degree, sorry. I should mention that for master's degree, because these loans are only available for 2-year programs. And undergraduate programs usually are 4 years, 3 years, so they cannot be covered. But for any program that is 2 years, which are usually master's degrees, feel very free if you are in any of the STEM fields, or you are interested in any of the business courses or psychology as a social science, feel very free to reach out to Arrows. We will probably do another session on this, but I will say, if you are interested in this, please go to Arrow's YouTube channel. We did a session on this study abroad with loan, I think last 2 years. Yes, last 2 years. That will be in 2022 or 2022 or 2023. I'm not very sure, but you'll find it, every detail, including how you can calculate how much you pay back when you are studying, how much you pay back after studying. Yes, there is a portion of the loan, the interest on the loan, you'll be paying back a little part of it as you are studying, so that it will not become too much, because this is, how loans compound when you don't pay them back. So you pay back a little portion of the loan while you are studying, so that by the time you finish studying, then you can start paying back in a better way to clear it. And you can decide to clear it. You have up to 10 years to pay back, but you can pay back in 1 year, in 2 years, 3 years. It depends on you and how soon you want to be free from debt. So this is a very good opportunity. We'll revisit it, but before then, please feel very free to check out the video, and you can have all your questions, put them together, so that when we have a next session on this, then you can ask all your questions. So I think we are done with the question and answer, since I'm not seeing any hands on. And I want to say thank you very much for attending the webinar today. We are always happy to support your dream.